Kelly Oubre Jr. has signed a 2-year deal worth $13 million a year for the Charlotte Hornets. And I find it to be a bit of a weird signing for the Charlotte Hornets and for Kelly Oubre. And so we're going to talk about that specifically in this video. But let's start off with the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets now have forwards of, assuming everyone is healthy and assuming no one gets traded, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, Kelly Oubre, and Miles Bridges heading into next season. Now, Kelly Oubre could play at the 2, and ESPN on their depth chart currently have him listed at the 2. Personally, I just don't think that's going to happen. One, because I don't think Kelly Oubre is a 2. I think he's a 3. He always has been a 3. I think that's his best spot. And they just drafted James Bouknight. And James Bouknight's a 2, and I doubt he's not going to play. I don't think either of those guys are going to play a point guard. They need someone to play backup point guard. I think Ish Smith's going to be that guy. And so James Bouknight is going to be that backup shooting guard. Kelly Oubre at the 3, Bridges at the 4, and Bismack at the 5. That's not even to mention Wes Nwundo, who's sitting there as well. And so the fact that Charlotte are now spending $13 million a year for him for the next few years, it's not anything substantial. It's not crazy money, and it's only 2 years, so it's not a bad contract by any stretch. But Miles Bridges is already coming off of their bench. And Miles Bridges was playing extremely, extremely well for them last year. The fact that he's going to be their 6th man is insane. This guy, when Gordon Hayward was out, when LaMelo Ball was out, he was their guy. This guy's only 23. He's turning into more of a star like Mikal Bridges is over in Phoenix, his brother. And he played really well for them last year, averaging over almost 20 points a game for some of those stretches where he was in the starting lineup night in, night out, and shooting very efficiently. In the month of April, he shot 51.6% from the field, playing like 30 to 35 minutes a night in that starting lineup, averaging close to 20 a night. He was also shooting 46.7% from deep. This guy was playing extremely, extremely well, and he's off the bench. And now you're running Kelly Oubre. So it's an interesting deal for Charlotte. Now, they have very good wing depth. It's not a bad thing. It's a very good problem to have. But you just would have thought that maybe they would have liked to spend their money elsewhere. But obviously, they couldn't get anyone elsewhere, and so Kelly Oubre is who they fall on. It's going to give them a lot of good wing depth next year. I will give them that. They have one of the best forward depths in the league. And for Miles Bridges, or pardon me, Kelly Oubre Jr., this is someone who said that he wanted to start. And so obviously he could not find a starting job somewhere. And he didn't want to go back and try and play on a contender like Golden State. And so he decided to take the money route because there probably wasn't anyone else giving him more than $13 million a year. And this was probably the best money he could get. So he decided to go to Charlotte, probably taking a lesser role than he potentially would have even had in Golden State if he had returned. And so now he comes in, and he will be a backup forward for the Charlotte Hornets team. Probably not even the primary backup forward, because I'm sure that will be Miles Bridges. Unless, of course, Gordon Hayward does play at the 4, Miles Bridges starts at the 3, or trades get made. But I would suspect that PJ will start at the 4, Gordon Hayward will be at the 3, Miles Bridges will come off the bench. But I would love to see Miles Bridges start, because I think he had an absolutely brilliant end of last season. But nonetheless, Kelly Oubre is going to come into this team, give him a little bit of space, and good athleticism, bit of explosion, can attack the rim, can cut well, can get out on the fast break. His three-point shooting definitely struggled last year, and hopefully he can pick that up a bit more last year to where it was a year or two ago. He was with Phoenix. It was a little bit better then. But nonetheless, he can give him a bit of wing defense. Hopefully he can focus on that a little bit more here, because I think he can be a very good wing defender. Can be very explosive, getting to the rim, off of cuts, off of the fast break. He should be able to give them a nice bit of scoring punch, some defensive effort, and be a valuable piece to this team off the bench. He hasn't played this significant of a bench role in a couple of years, but it's something he's definitely accepted. He's going to take his money and hopefully can buy into the system on what should be a very exciting Charlotte Hornets team that will push to make the playoffs next season. With that being said, that is my thoughts on the Kelly Oubre signing for the Charlotte Hornets. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you want to hear my thoughts on other free agency signings, be sure to click the box on the right-hand side of the screen. That being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.